I'm here to share with you my top 5 productivity hacks. Tried, tested, and proven to maximize your efficiency. Because let me tell you, whether it was from being a full-time tennis player in my younger years and having to balance that with my education, or working long, intense hours as a lawyer at an international law firm in London whilst trying to maintain my health, fitness, relationships, and sanity, how to optimize my productivity is something that I've obsessed over. But in a world overflowing with productivity hacks, it's easy to get lost in a sea of advice. But fear not, because I have spent countless hours experimenting, fine-tuning, and perfecting these strategies. So buckle up and get ready to supercharge your productivity game like never before. So, kicking off our list at number 5 is the golden rule of utilizing every minute of the day. What, like the 45 minutes I spend on the toilet each day? Not exactly. What I really mean here is that so often in the day you have those odd pockets of time, like those random 5 minutes here or 17 minutes there. Perhaps it's before you have a work call that you need to join, or before you need to go out and pick up the kids or run an errand. And the default here, or at least the default I used to have, is to think that these periods are not enough time to do anything, and instead turn to something like doom scrolling social media, or to literally just do nothing. However, what I've learned is that utilizing those periods can make a significant difference to your productivity game. Whether it's seizing that time to tackle a small but annoying admin task that you've been putting off, or knocking off a small chunk of a bigger project. But trust me when I say, utilizing those minutes can really help and will have you achieving far more at the end of the day than you otherwise would have. Coming in at number 4 is the idea of capturing tasks. Now, some of you may be familiar with the author David Allen, who writes about productivity. And he's got a nice quote that says, "The brain is for having ideas, not holding them." And so the idea here is that anytime you're doing something and a random thought just pops into your head, maybe it's you need to send money to someone or you need to respond to some email that you've forgotten about, what you should do is look to capture that thought by writing it down immediately, probably in some sort of to-do list, and then leave it and come back to it later. This gem not only keeps your to-dos organized, but it also prevents you from constantly switching tasks, which is something that our brain loathes. In fact, one study found that it takes over 23 minutes to regain focus from when we've been distracted. But by jotting down every task or idea that pops into your head, you free up mental space in your brain and also remain focused on the task at hand. And for me, I just used to use the Notes app on the iPhone to capture the task that I needed to do and come back to. But more recently, I've started using the To-Do List app, which provides a very neat way to capture the tasks that you need to do. And it also helpfully sends you reminders for when you need to do them by. At number 3, we are slashing through perhaps the biggest time sucker of them all, television. Now I get it, we all love a Netflix binge, but think about how much time you spend glued to the television. And I think a good question to ask yourself here is, if you were on your deathbed, do you think you're going to be regretting the fact that you didn't watch more television? And for me, the answer to that was obviously no. And so now I don't really watch any TV in the week, and I maybe watch a few hours of TV at the weekend just with my partner. And instead, I use that time, say in the evenings, to go to the gym or to read a book or to more recently focus on this YouTube stuff. And using my time in that way not only makes me more productive, but it also just feels way more fulfilling too.
Shut up, we want to keep watching TV.
Well, okay, I'm not saying you have to completely cut out TV, but any TV time that you can cut out, be it 10 minutes or an hour or 3 hours, is time that you can spend doing something more productive. Hey babe. Yeah, I'm just trying to convince these fools to give up TV. Yeah. Anyway, just calling to make sure you recorded The Real Housewives of OC. Yeah, great. I want to watch all 17 seasons tonight. Yeah. I need to call you back. I was just kidding. I don't watch TV, as I said. Okay, so securing the runner-up spot is the idea of being systems-driven rather than goals-driven. So instead of focusing solely on end results, focus on creating systems that will support your journey every step of the way. Because in the first scenario, we're essentially just walking blindly towards some destination, while in the second, we're actually using a map. Take me, for example. I like the idea of being strong, having good cardio, and being flexible. Which is all well and good to say, but without a system in place, it doesn't really mean much. And so, based on my normal week, I have a system where Monday is push day in the morning at the gym, Tuesday morning I run, Wednesday evening pool day in the gym, Thursday evening mobility session, Friday morning I run, Saturday heavy leg session, and Sunday long run. And so by having these systems in place, it allows me to be consistent, to progress, and to not really actually have to think about how I'm going to achieve my goals once the systems are in place. And so thinking in terms of systems and finding the right pathways to your goals is what always helps me to get things done, no matter how big or small the tasks are. And drum roll please. At number 1, my biggest productivity hack, without a doubt, is prioritizing your health. Now I know, this might seem like a bit of an anticlimax and not an actual productivity hack, but it needs to be said because eating well, getting good sleep, being active, and just generally being healthy is without a doubt the biggest thing that you can do to boost your productivity. Because almost by definition, you cannot be at peak performance without feeding your body and mind correctly. All the other productivity tools we've talked about are great and useful, but if you're not healthy, they will simply be being used to try and claw back time that you otherwise would have had from just prioritizing your health. So please remember, guys, a healthy you is a productive you. And there you have it, folks, my top 5 productivity hacks that are simple yet very effective. And hey, if all else fails, there's always coffee. Which, what do you know, was what my previous video was all about. So please do check that one out there. And if you've liked this video, I really love it if you subscribe. Thanks very much, and I'll catch you in the next video.